What's up, family? How you doing today? Welcome back. It's your boy D, D's Daily DD. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advice. This is not financial advice at all, right? It's just for entertainment and educational purposes, all right? So today, guys, I'm gonna come at you with some information, right, on some AMC information and some lucid information. And I want you guys to take a step back and, like we always said, right, when in doubt, zoom out. I'm gonna kind of give you my personal thoughts on what's gonna happen here soon, right? And the data that I have and how I came upon this, right? Because I have certain data that's available to me, and that's what I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna really use like too many theories and just crazy numbers and things like that, right? Like I'm just giving you my personal thoughts on where we're at right now and where I'm at and what's going on through my head, right? Because that's why we're here. Shout out to all the beautiful subscribers, right? I appreciate every one of y'all. And I know, like, if you're holding AMC at this point, then you're a real, diamond hand ape, and you're here for the squeeze, okay? And that's what we have to always just remember, that we're here for the squeeze, okay? That's the main point. AMC is a squeeze play, right? That's the reason why you got in. That's the reason we have our conviction, and that's why we're still in it, right? Because we're waiting for shorts to cover their short positions, okay? And I know there's a lot of drama going on. There's a lot of just hype going on and things like that, right, in the background. But I'm just gonna, try to keep this short and simple and tell you why I think this will happen. And I'm gonna explain what I'm talking about right now, okay? But that's what this video is about. I'm not really gonna go over too much of like the daily chart action or news articles or anything like that. I'm just gonna go over just some real quick basic stuff and where I see this thing, going here soon. Okay, so I'm patient. I'm ready to just hold. I've already been holding for over a year, right? My shares. So now my taxes are less on that, right? Instead of the full capital gains, like it's like 40% if you hold stocks within a year and sell them and make a profit. But if you sell them after a year, right, and make a profit, then they should drop down to around like 15 to 18% or something like that. Okay. So I just try to look at the positive side of things, guys. Like I said, this is a short squeeze play, and I'm gonna give you a real life example of a short squeeze that happened today in the market. Okay, and just that's kind of also like the good news at the end, right? I'm gonna give you the bad news and then the good news. Okay, so I'm just trying to give you my honest opinion, all right? But this is for the people who really believe in the squeeze, guys. If I get some people who don't believe in the squeeze that come in here or whatever, right, then this information is not for them, okay? This is for people who have the conviction and just are waiting for the AMC short squeeze to play out, okay? And okay, and I think we're almost there, right? Just some quick reasons is because you finally see the government stepping in. We see, a lot of rules and regulations that are supposedly going to change. So when we get to that point, we'll see what changed and how it affects us. Okay, we're not there yet. They haven't exactly started enforcing and putting these rules into play, but it's coming, right? You see a lot of movement with the government, and then we know that short interest is at an all-time high, right? And then so the numbers there are there, right? The data, and then we know that the CEO has been very active now, talking about now a short squeeze or short interest data and things that are going on. Like he's also touching on his Twitter, and I think that's interesting because I had never seen him do that before, right? From what I know is that he always said that he couldn't talk about it, like his lawyers would get on him or whatever, right? So let's jump into this, what I'm gonna say here soon. All right, let me go to this section first. Just to touch on what happened today, why the markets are tanking, in my opinion, guys, is because there's still a lot of fear, right? With Russia and Ukraine and the war and stuff, they haven't resolved it. There's no clear answer right now, right? So there's fear. That's what happens with when fear, uncertainty, and doubt comes into the market, right? You see things sell off, okay? And that's just what happened, right? I mean, can't can't change that. Now, that's why I'm here to explain to you, why I think this is what's about. When this starts squeezing, I'm talking about AMC, guys. On day one, right, I believe that we will see over $100, right, on the share price. Okay, personal opinion, and you have to zoom out, right? And this is what I'm going to show you guys. I'm using the tools and the information that I have, right? The short interest is high. We know that back in June, when we had that run from $12 to $72, we know they only covered 30% of the real shares, right? Not the synthetics. So this is just based on real shares, okay? I believe on day one, you will see over 200 million volume, like 150 million volume or more. And and you're going to see AMC go from, this range from 15, 20, 30, 40, whatever it's at, to at least over $100 on day one. Okay. And that to me will say, okay, the squeeze is beginning. And that the reason is because of this Fibonacci extension. Okay. So when you look at, I took, from the last run, you take the bottom, you take the top, and the drop again, right? And then it gives you a range, right, of where the price could go. So the absolute top of this is 300, okay? So that's why I'm saying, like, to 100 from where we're at right here, right, when it finally starts to explode, and we've seen those movements twice already in the past, it's just like a spring, right, that is being wound up and wound up and wound up and wound up, and eventually it's gonna pop, right, just like we saw back here. So when that day comes, I don't know when it is, guys. I just think that it's very near because of how long this algorithm has been trading. We will see day one over $100 a share. Okay. I don't know the top. That's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to the top, nobody knows the top. Nobody knows how many shares are actually going to cover. Nobody knows about how many synthetics are going to cover or what's actually going to happen. So we cannot really speak too much on until we start seeing that, right? But that's where I'm basing my, prediction or whatever you want to call it, or just the range, right, of what I think is going to happen. But today, it was obviously a loss to VWAP here, right? Just a down day. We're down 3% right now. The price is 1901. But if you're here for the squeeze, like you're not worried about the day to day. We're worried about when the shorts cover. Okay, that's what everybody's waiting on. So, we broke out of this. If you look at the day to day, just the current minute, 2-minute chart, it's going to look even worse, right? It's like a big dramatization, like a play, right? Like it's going to look more dramatic than if you zoom out. Because when you start to zoom out, it looks okay, right? Like it's actually not that bad. We're still holding this support right here. There's a reason why it caught a bounce here, right? In my opinion, right here, because it has trading. It's a trading zone for it right here, right? And then, like I said, it broke out of this, and we're trying to make sure that we bounce back and keep continuing this trend, right? Right now, it's testing the trend, right? If you're looking at the day-to-day chart, but this is two different charts, guys, two different stocks, right? We already know this, but look, I'm just gonna show you this just for for my point. Like, we're all waiting for the short squeeze. We know that these are algorithms that are trading. You're talking about AMC, look, RIP. You're talking about GME, RIP. Same algorithmic trading, right? Different companies, different prices. This is currently at 123. This is currently at 19. But the charts are identical, right? Down, up, down, currently trading up. Okay, same. It's crazy to me, like how it's just like almost like candle by candle, right? All right, and then the SPY. This is why it is what it is right now, right? You have your support zones, you have your resistance zones. I'm trying to zoom out here to show you, okay? We drew these lines a couple weeks ago just to kind of see because we noticed it's been in the same range, right? And so you saw it bounce, it ripped, couldn't make it any higher, tested it again, came back down. Now it's coming back down, right? It's coming to the same channel that it was in. So the next support zone that you would expect is 426, okay? Just that's what the chart shows you, right? Especially with the SPY. Like it's the SPY is like almost, a little more predictable than a lot of other charts, I would say. Not much has changed with the options chain. The good news, guys, like here's a little bit of good news. They're running out of shares right here, right? Of course, we always, we've seen this go to zero and then all of a sudden they put millions in there, right? So, in my opinion, they're just synthetics. But they had over 1 million yesterday. Now they're down to 650, right? 29,000 contracts in the money right now. Fridays, I hate to tell you, but they're normally red, right? So we could expect to see more red tomorrow. But that doesn't matter, okay? But especially with what I'm gonna refer to, not much has changed. We know the zone is between $15, $17, and $20. They don't want us to go above $20 because there's 22,000 contracts that are open right now, and they want to push us down to this 17, maybe $15 range if they can, right? Or this one 17, 11,000. Max Payne is at 19, right? But remember, guys, if you've been in this game for over a year now, right, you're holding, what the hell's going on with this game. It's a psychological game. And this is the definition of psychological games, right? Which is what the short sellers and the hedge funds have been, they've even come out and said that that's, pretty much what they're doing, right? So allegedly, guys, okay? Everything is just my thoughts, just allegedly, right? So psychological games can be thought of as emotionally charged interactions, which can be likened to a dramatic production being played out again and again in an inescapable cycle. You could consider games as repeating patterns of dysfunctional behavior, all right? When you look at this chart, guys, and you compare it to that definition, right? What have they been doing, right? Just to give you a different perspective, right, of the manipulation and the games, right, that we're talking about, right? Just down, shorting it, shorting it, shorting it. When everybody knows the apes are holding, right? At least most of us. There was some few that probably got out, but the real ones that are holding for the squeeze, guys, which is what I'm talking about with this Fibonacci extension, I think we can make it day one, high volume, FOMO, bit of covering, over $100, all right? Share price. Okay, so psychological games, it's got to keep that mind strong, right? Not worry about the minute to minute candles. Now, this is why I want to bring this up. This is the good news, right? The market, when shorts cover, guys, it's insane, right? Like the squeeze, when it squeezes, it's going to be insane, right? This is a different company. I'm not comparing it like directly. I'm just trying to give you the picture of what can happen. Okay, that's why I'm saying this thing went from $11.45 today, right, to $106, $108 at the peak. It's currently at 92.65, up 648% for the day. That's an example of a short squeeze, right, and of what can happen and where we see, GameStop and AMC, potentially squeezing too. And then the crazy part is, right, there was no news on this. So to me, this is a short squeeze, right? Let's look at this right here. And Inspirato didn't appear to issue any press releases or regulatory filings Thursday. It just popped off, right? Because shorts got squeezed, right? 600%, guys. Absolutely ridiculous. And this is the 30-minute chart, right? We can zoom into the 2-minute, 3-minute. And you'll see that it just absolutely ripped, okay? So all the haters out there of AMC, like, oh, that could never happen. Absolutely, it could happen, guys. Anything's possible in the market, right? You see, look at the size of this candle, just ripping, right? And that's, to me, shorts covering, shorts covering, shorts covering. Now, they have a way smaller pool than AMC does, guys. But remember, AMC has been under the skylight or under the light, for over a year now. People know what it is. So it's a beast, right? When it comes to, like, it's back in the media, it's always getting attention. So best believe the FOMO is going to be insane, right, when it kicks off. All right. Cool. So that's all I got on AMC. I'm going to touch here on Lucid. Of course, it was a bloody day across the market, so it was down. We're looking at, it lost the VWAP here, right, and just started coming back down. Of course, it came to the same, support zone that it's been in, where it's holding and it took off from, right, and then now it's trying to find its support there again. So just the overall fear in the market. I don't blame Lucid for this, right? They actually opened up another, that doesn't look good, right? OBV dumping, that dumping, I mean, all that looks bad. But it is the 2-minute chart, so we can try to zoom out a little bit here. Yeah, but it's in the same channel, guys, right? It's just kind of been trading sideways now. You have some dips, some rips, but it's still right here, look, holding support. So in my opinion, that's the best entry zone to pick up shares, is right in this price range, anywhere from 27 to 29-ish, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to pick up shares while they're on sale, because I'm going talking like 3 years out, 5 years out, right? And I'm looking for a good return on Lucid. Now I'm just going to share this little piece of this article with you. Since Lucid Motors went public, the majority of investors had their calendars marked for January 19th. That was the data that was the largest Lucid shareholder. The PIF shares were going to unlock, right? We have seen a steady downturn for Lucid shares since the PIF lockup expired, trading downward from 40 1 week prior the lockup, right, to nearly 25 after the lockup. After months of the back and forth from Lucid lovers and haters, we finally have the answer to the question, did PIF sell their Lucid shares? No, they did not sell their shares, okay? They have held them, all right? They've been holding their shares, as well as they have sold sold 80 billion of their oil stake and put that into their state fund. $80 billion they took out of oil, guys, and put it into their own, basically their own bank, rather, their own fund. And Let's see. The PIF understands the future very well and knows that the renewable energy industry is going to be a gigantic total addressable market. All right. That's my conviction. That's where I stand with Lucid. That's why I believe it's going to be a banger, right? It's just, this is just a buy and hold play though, for sure, for Lucid. All right. I'm just buying shares. That's all I got. All right, guys. So just, to summarize again, that's where I'm at, right? With this whole thing and where the market is at. And why I believe AMC will go to $100 the first day one, guys. Right? I don't know the top, but I know from the information that I have in front of me that we can at least hit $100 on day one. Okay, and there probably will be a couple halts along the way, right? There always is. So just, you're gonna have to make your own decisions at that point, right? But it's coming, guys. In my opinion, this thing can't go on forever. So I think it's gonna be here sooner than later. All right, guys. So thanks for coming by, and I'll catch you in the next video.